Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. There is so much controversy surrounding the game right now, and it's controversy that was completely at the hands of Kabam's tone-deaf feet. And I still want to say, because, look, do not judge and throw stones if you can't be judged and have your stones thrown back at you. Everything that I'm about to talk about regarding how this and other factors impacted the health of players and overall the exhaustion of players, it's things and mistakes that I've made on this channel and probably will continue to make. Because sometimes I forget that humor is very subjective. I think Kabam Jax and maybe the people who read over this, because I'm guessing I had some people look at it, thought this was a great idea. They thought that the players would read this and kind of get the meta humor, and somehow people would suddenly turn into geniuses and be able to read more text than they did in their entire high school English classes combined. And they'll just, they'll just read all this. It'll be a big old laugh. And we know, without having to rehash all the reasons why, that was the opposite of what happened. Been there. I've posted videos that I thought, oh my gosh, that's gonna probably get like 1,000 views at least. That's gonna be a great video. 150 views. And then I posted videos where I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever recorded. 5,000 views. And you're just like, I give up. YouTube doesn't make any sense. None of this world makes any sense. So, we have this post, right? Everybody looks at it and just thinks, really, Kabam? Because, of course, if you're bad at Battlegrounds, well, we know why. If you're bad at Battlegrounds, it's because you're not good. But actually, that's not true. Actually, it's probably because you're up against an account like this. It's a credit card account of the highest proportion, a YouTube credit card account. That's like two different levels of unfairness. My worst champ is a rank 5 Sig 153 and rank 5 Sig 126. Red Skull and Mr. Sinister. Shout out. Everything else is at least rank 5 Sig 200, if not rank 6 Sig 200, aka Ascension. I hate fighting people in Battlegrounds because most of the time Kabam matches me up against awful people, including, in this case, 4 days ago. And I will be doing Battlegrounds matches soon. But I decided for the first time in a long time, I'm going to take 4 days off. Because I started this charity plan to start this second YouTube channel to just commit myself to helping people have gratitude for the people in their lives that made them who they are. And I can tell you, personally, there are so many underrated people in my life, especially somebody who went through public education my whole life. Particularly the custodial staff, the janitors of schools were always my heroes, the happiest people, always showing off their kids, really understanding the power of a community and the power of a school. Janitors are always amazing. Shout out Abbott Elementary for Mr. Johnson. And then, besides teachers, you've got everything from school lunch ladies that nobody ever thinks about in the same context as everybody else. You've got healthcare workers. You've got frontline grocery store operators. I mean, the list can go on and on and on and on. All of that is to say, there are people out there who need our help more than ever, and that's why my idea came to fruition with the charity. In the meantime, when you talk about the exhaustion of players, it's not just Battlegrounds. It's also the Spring of Sorrow. 2 days left. If you haven't even tried it or done it, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Because if you don't have the best counters, and at least in my experience, about 10 revives per attempt, you're going to not fare well. But I look at all this content, in particular the Spring of Sorrow and Battlegrounds, 1-2 punch, and I just think this is a really, really, really bad idea. Players don't need Kabam's exhaustion, they need relief. There are two solutions that I'm going to propose for this relief. One of them is radical. One of them hopefully will be coming by the end of the year. Let's get the radical one out of the way. We know it's the end of May. So in just about a month, maybe more than that, we have the July 4th week offers. What if Kabam made an announcement that said in 1 month, we will give every player during the week of July 4th week sales, when Kabam somehow is a Canadian company, celebrates the American independence, I am going to give every player as Kabam one rank down ticket per rarity. And it expires when the event expires. I think suddenly you're looking at your champs saying, yeah, I'm going to take Gore down, maybe even to rank 1. And I'm going to take up Maestro to rank 3. Or I'm going to take Hyperion to rank 3. I would take down Gore if I could. Now, 6 stars are a little bit more tricky, you know? But personally, there are a few that I regret ranking up to rank 5 that I could use the rank up materials for. I'm curious what you all would do watching this, because it really is fascinating to see how people's choices change. But that's option number 1. Imagine how excited people would get for July 4th week sales. We could, as content creators, pump out videos, best and worst champions to use rank down tickets on from each class, blah, blah, blah. List goes on and on. But Kabam is committed normally to not giving us rank down tickets unless there is some nerf for allegedly accurate reasons. Kabam always tells us that, but I don't know what that means. This is a test. This is a test to see how much they care about players' exhaustion before July 4th. The other thing I think that's going to happen, but it may not be exactly around the corner, is we got to get these overall mastery points up. It's crazy that this has not evolved, because you can't convince me that another 5 mastery points is going to hurt the economy of the game, especially when you consider that everyone has access to them that is at that level. So it's not like anybody else has an advantage over anyone else. It also makes it more fascinating to think about the best place to put those 5 points. And that's also really good content to help people on YouTube. And yes, I would be making some of those videos, but I'm not saying that just so I benefit. I'm saying that because it's a no-brainer. And yet, when things are a no-brainer, sometimes at Kabam, just like the news post, what you think is common, aka common sense, turns into uncommon disappointment. So, you're bad at Battlegrounds because you've got somebody that you're fighting that's got a 6,000 prestige higher than you and the system screwed you over. Oh, the matchmaking is what is actually screwing you over, but Kabam is not going to talk about that in that post that's longer than War and Peace. Overall, I got to be honest. I'm exhausted. It's been nice to not do Battlegrounds for 4 days, but I also don't want to be the weak link, lazy loser that makes my alliance regret bringing me in. So I've got to do my part this week. It's just been nice to take a break. I'm exhausted. You're probably exhausted. Kabam, please realize. Cool your jets. Give us more things to look forward to. Omega Days was great. Now give us more mastery points and a really, really, really big Hail Mary. 1 rank down ticket per rarity so that players can actually rank down a champion that they no longer use or would rather rank up a champion that they have on the roster now.